All right, good morning, traders, and welcome to the All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through live order flow in the markets, and it's forward-looking analysis. We're going to be going through live, watch what is unfolding, and gain insight via the order flow so that we can start to anticipate where price might go next. And you can do that with order flow. That's a big part of it, is to be able to understand the auction, the participants, and the participants in the auction are using their orders to give insight. That's the only way that we can track them. Hence, order flow is pertinent to understand where the price might go. Without orders, you do not have a market. It's as simple as that. Okay, so general disclosure, all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Really no news events. The Bookmap Academy meeting is typically on Thursday. I don't know if we're going to host it this Thursday. The markets are closed early. The futures markets, stock markets aren't open at all to honor the passing of Jimmy Carter. So we'll have to see. Anyway, maybe we'll take a poll and see what Bookmap Academy guys think about this. So anyway, if you are interested in this program, it's free. It's a part of the Discord channel that we have, and you can join this and get coaching and mentoring. You will need to put in effort. You will need to journal your trading activity. Okay, when you journal your trading activity, you start to articulate exactly what plan you are trading. We can give some feedback on that plan. You will trade from the Bookmap chart, and this gives us a tremendous amount of information. We can really give you much better feedback when we look at your orders and your transactions. All right, so and the criteria, you can get Bookmap for free if you meet these thresholds in here. And there's a quota, a quantitative and qualitative threshold that you need to meet. And then we're looking for you to point out order flow and become a master in it. And then how that relates to your setups, and you'll have a checklist for your setups. This point number 3 is very important. And then trading from the Bookmap chart. And then being able to give you feedback on your trade management as well. This is a really important part. And then we want to see progression. So you getting better and better as you continue on through the process. All right, so anyway, let's jump into the markets here. And whoa, okay, we just had some data here at 10 a.m. And that was the ISM Services PMI, and interesting, a little bit better than expected, and look at the drop. All right, so yeah, markets are quite sensitive to the data right now, interest rates, etc. New administration coming in, and lots of different ideas there with tariffs and other geopolitical concerns, etc. So anyway, interesting move here. Let's take a look at the bigger picture here. Now, we have a pretty big week ahead of us, always in the first few weeks of the month. Tomorrow, ADP non-farm employment change, FOMC meeting minutes as well. Thursday, markets closed, and then Friday, we have the non-farm event. Okay, so that's going to be a big one. Anyway, let's take a look here and see what's going on. We can see that markets are sold off pretty hard. Guys, you can't make this stuff up. Look where you can see the liquidity being pulled here before the event. Look where the market has gone. It's gone down to the liquidity down here. Now, if the market viewed this as a positive event, markets would have probably come up into maybe this liquidity here or this one up here at 60.44. Well, it's been viewed negatively, and you can see the market selling off into this 02 right now, and then we have the figure here, the big figure of 6,000, which just transacted. Okay, so now let's take a look at this here, okay, because this is very, very typical, and we want to understand what's going on here. We're trading into, sellers are trading into all of this buy liquidity down here. You can see them getting filled in here as well. Okay, so yeah, hold on a minute here. A little bit of delay or kind of funny issue. There it goes. Okay. All right, so we traded into that high liquidity, and this is where these sellers met the buyers. And this is what we want to ascertain. What's going on now after these transactions are made? Typically, we get a bounce like this, okay, or at least some sort of pullback or a pause. So you can see we've retraced all the way back to, let's just zoom out a little bit here, all the way back a little bit above even this kind of 02 area here. Okay, and now we're chopping around in this little zone in here, okay, where all these sellers came in and where this transaction was met. Okay, a bit more selling coming in, a bit more supply coming in. Okay, aggressive sellers. All right, let's see if they can hit into this 96 and this 95 liquidity down here. That's what I'm looking for. Maybe 97 as well. 95 down below. Yep, so we're still trending down, as you guys can see. See if there's any questions here. Good morning, Shark. Hi, Louise, Stephen. All right. Yeah, actually, there's something that I posted yesterday, in the afternoon or early evening. Yeah, in the evening yesterday. So it was, as I had mentioned in the webinar yesterday, we went through a setup, and I put it together in our checklist. Okay, so let me, good morning, James. How do you sign into Bookmap Academy? Let me show you here. I'll answer that quickly. Just go to bookmap.com. Okay, and then go to the More button here, and then under here, Community, Bookmap Academy, click there, and you can read about it. You can apply here. Okay, you'll see the instructions. What you'll need to do is you'll apply, and then you'll come into the Bookmap Academy room, or to request a spreadsheet. Okay, that's where you'll document and journalize your trades, and then you'll start the process. You can go through the details in here, each step, okay, and what it entails. All right, so hope that clarifies things. All right, so now this is getting interesting. Let me just show you the setup here that I put together yesterday, and we'll use the setups checklist. I'll come up here to the add-ons, configure add-ons, and then we'll go up to setups checklist here. This is free, open to all. Click on it, open it up. Here it is, and I actually loaded it already, I believe. Yeah, I did. So let me show you though, if you didn't load it, well, first off, you'll see it here in the chat, in the All Markets Bruce chat room here. Here it is here, and you can download it here. All right, so it's just text. It's a CSV file, and once you have that file, you will load it into your Bookmap folder, your add-ons setups checklist folder, and then you'll import it here. Okay, and then you'll see it here. This is the one here, supply demand range trade. Okay, so just open it up here. All right, I've already got it opened, and then once it's imported, you can see it here. Now there's only 5 points in here. I try to keep it really simple. it's already unfolding. One of the points here, bottom of, now this is more from the buy side here. So bottom of the range, sellers transacting with large buy liquidity. That is unfolding here. These sellers met the buyers. Okay, so now we want to see if there's still more selling, or was all that selling absorbed. Okay, so we can see that a lot of it was absorbed. We're looking for the next thing here, part 2. So we can check the box here, and we can say, yeah, this looks pretty good, 8 or a 9. Now, what about big aggressive buyers begin moving price up? Yeah, we can see that starting to happen here. Okay, but is it really that big compared to this selling in here? It's not bad, but it's maybe not enough. Okay, so this trend, maybe we're not there yet. Maybe we are. We don't know yet. Okay, we're trying to determine that. Now, these buyers here met this liquidity over here as well. So, and you can see, what do we do after we trade into liquidity? We pulled back. Okay, now there might be more sellers who come in right here, right now, and trade back down to the swing low of 95, or even go lower into like 89 liquidity down here. Okay, so we're still trying to ascertain here, is this ready to turn around? Now, this is where those buyers came in. So look at where we would say here, let's just check the box here, and it doesn't look too good. It's like a 5 or a 6. But what about setting our order, our buy order on the pullback here? It would be into this little area right here, because this is where those buyers came in. They came in here, and you can see that they were supported here, again, by more buying. Are they still supported? That's the question. You can see that there's a little bit of buying coming in right now, right? So there's still some buying interest here. Okay, it just doesn't look that strong. All right, so do we want to set an order here? I would say like, no, not really. Like maybe 50-50 here. This is not a good setup. Okay, if some of these things looked a little bit better, I mean, like the aggressive buyers coming out here, then we can set an order in here. All right, now if we did, the next step 4 here is to set the stop loss down below the swing here, or behind a high liquidity. Now it could be here, or depending on the time frame that you're trading, maybe you even want to take bigger risk, put it down here, and then look for the buying to come back up into these areas of high liquidity. That would be a longer term trade then. Okay, and then your take profit, you look for the top of the range, or buying liquidity like we just covered here. Okay, so now, because of the way that we analyze the aggressive buyers coming in, we stayed away from this. Okay, this just wasn't good enough. So now we trade into high liquidity down here. All right, well, that's fair enough. So what we're basically looking at then is still more supply by the aggressive sellers coming in, hitting the bid, getting into high liquidity on the bid, okay, and filling it. Transaction took place. Is there still more supply? Yes. Okay, so let's see if the sellers can now reach lower areas and come down to this 90 level. Okay, that's what I would be looking for next. This was the reaction after trading into this high liquidity in here. We want to see buyers come in, right? Well, we don't. Okay, now we're starting to see some. All right, so maybe this is a false breakdown in here. We'll see. Okay, but regardless, we haven't made any sort of trading decisions here based off of the order flow that we're looking at. All right, any questions on that? Okay, we got our checklist here. We know what we're looking for. With liquidity and aggressive buyers and sellers. All right, so more now, this is a good one here. This was the buying that came in. So finally some buyers came in, but look where they reach to. Okay, so I kind of missed this one. I'd have to be kind of quick on the button there. Sellers come in, and the buyers, we see some come in here, but they're only able to reach up to here. They could not break it. The sellers roll back in. When I see this, typically, and we're beyond where that, just a little bit beyond where that buying came in here. So this is where the sellers are going to take it down further, okay, and trade into the next areas of high liquidity. Good morning, Rob. Right, and that's exactly what has unfolded. Okay, now what's the reaction down here? Maybe this is where we start to find those buyers. Maybe it's low enough now that we find the aggressive buyers. Okay, we're starting to find a few, but that's just not enough here. All right, let me see if there's any questions here over on YouTube. Right, Alois, James, the first step is to join Discord, just like he's saying there. Yep. Yeah, that's right. There's the Blue Jacket competition as well. Thank you, Stephen. And you can also partake in that. You might as well just do both at the same time. So partake in it while you're documenting your trades for the Academy. Okay, so that's the way to go, actually. Good morning, Dieter. All right, so now maybe we'll get our big green dot here, and then if we do, I'm looking for them to trade up to this 97 3/4 liquidity, and here we go. Okay, so it looks pretty good. Look for the move into that, and then we'll see again. You know, we need to see, because that's where the buyers will meet the sellers here on the offer. Okay, pull back to where the buyers are here. Do we see more buyers in here? Maybe this would be an opportunity here. Okay, now this is what we're looking for, is buyers to support it here. Okay, it looks pretty good because look at the selling in here. Okay, not so much. And then buyers curl back in. Now we get our move. Right, so again, kind of we'd have to be really paying close attention here to grab some of those opportunities. But they're not the greatest opportunities either. Just to let everybody know, it would be pretty you take maybe a very small position on something like that, and not bet the farm on something like this. Or you wouldn't do that for any position, but like you know, it's just not as strong. All right, and if we're looking for that kind of real strong connection between buyers and sellers, and we know the buyers are winning or the sellers are winning, and then that gives us much better insight. Okay, so what has happened? In fact, we trade through some of this liquidity here, and then now we get our pullback here. Again, are we going to get buyers supporting it in? So far, so good. They're starting to come back in, but how many? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Okay. So anyway, that's what we're seeing. Okay, and see if they can reach this 03, 04 area. Okay, back to the previous swing, but the liquidity's up here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we kind of jumped right into the order flow reading because of the news event here at 10 a.m. East Coast time. But I want to jump back and go over a higher time frame. So we'll look at this version of Bookmap here. This is an alpha version. I've been covering for like, I don't know, a week and a half or so, which I really like because we can look back to November 13th here for the continuous contract of the ES. And we can look at this December 18th FOMC move and the price action. This has dominated the price action. we see kind of moves above it for a brief moment, and then it comes right back in. Okay, so we want to ascertain what's going on now within that big move here. Okay, so yesterday we had drawn up these lines. I still have them on my chart. We came up to this 60-60 area here, and maybe we were looking for maybe the move up into this kind of 72-73 area. We never got it, or 6100 up here, never got it, and then the sellers came in. Okay, so this was yesterday's price action, and we read this pretty nicely. We saw this move up into this 60 level. Webinar ended, and then there was a pretty big sell-off that retraced that entire move back down to, again, look where it came back down to. See the transaction here, see that high liquidity here. Even on the higher time frames, this holds true. It's very consistent. It's just buying and selling, okay? And it's understanding that where these transactions are taking place. So what's going on now? Now we're starting to see a little more distinction here, getting interesting. On the higher time frame, this was the highest high it made here, and it only retraced this sell move back up to this big cluster here, and that's today's action, okay, from the cash open. And then we see the sell-off due to the data. Okay, now we see a lot of selling down here, okay, and we're now below our level that I had marked up beginning of the session here. As you can see, no, was this from yesterday? No, I marked this up today. So we're below that level. All right, so this is bearish. Okay, so we're going to have to take a look at this though, and see, because this is the area here that we've traded through. Now we're starting to find some buyers starting to come in on the higher time frame, and maybe they can reach back up into the zone in here. But I'm very curious here to see if this is about as far as the buyers take it, and then maybe we get our pull or our trend continuation here. Okay. Another thing to look at is the data, the 10 a.m. data here, this whole zone down here. This is where those sellers came in, right? And the auction up in here, it didn't auction very well at all. Look at your volume profile. Hey, look at the transactions in here. So maybe the buyers are coming back in to trade back into this area here and auction. Okay, we're back in the zone here. Okay, we were bearish, and we don't see much much selling in here. So buyers are coming back into the zone, and I'd look for the buyers to try to test the top of the range here, okay, up here around this 15 level. All right, so let's jump back now to our lower time frame in TraderMap Pro and take a look here. Okay, so we just traded into these sellers here. Okay, 15's up above. Now we could look for a potential pullback here. All right, so I'm going to set an order here, and let's see if we can get a pullback. Okay, this is on the bid here, right here where that cluster is. Now, the pullback so far has been pretty shallow, as you guys can see. Okay, so we're kind of missing it, and more buyers are coming in. Okay, but we'll see. This is truly where those buyers came in here, and if we see a lot of selling come back in, or we don't see much on the bid here in terms of demand, we may actually move our order back down here. See how that you can see other players doing the same thing, where they're adding their liquidity in these areas in here, below this swing and below this swing here. Okay, so we're being pretty aggressive with it. Okay, you can see someone else had the same idea. They're kind of front running us a little bit there at 09, just below this swing. But we're going to hang here with these guys. where those buyers came in here. Okay, now we don't know, you know, we all of a sudden sellers may come in and they come right back down to the figure here at 6,000. Okay, and if that's the case, then that's the case. We'll move our stop to about well, somewhere probably around 03. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm going to move down. Oh, I got filled. Okay, so I'm filled, but let's see here. Then we might come down a little bit lower here. And now I'm going to move my stop down to this kind of 03 level. And I'm looking for buyers to support it here as well. Okay, now we got to see our green dots come in. There's a little bit, that's not much, but we're really looking for them to come in now here, right in this area here. Okay, so far they've just come right back to the sellers here. Our take profit, let's move our take profit up to the top of the range here. Guys, this is not a trade recommendation, nor you know, we're not trying to it's not a trade calling room. Why we're doing this in here is to show how you might consider managing your position. Okay, so you can see that well, we got it wrong in here. Okay, sellers are coming in, so they're probably going to reach down to this 600 or 6,000 level here. So we're stopped out on that one. Okay, so a little too aggressive here. Well, maybe we'll see if the buyers can meet down here around 6, or the sellers can meet the buyers here at 6,000. Then we'll see what the reaction is down here. Okay, and then let's go through our checklist again. Okay, setups checklist, and then we'll look for this in here. Okay, so bottom of the range. Okay, this is the bottom of the range. This is where the buyers meet the sellers. Okay, now what we're looking for is those big green dots to come in now. Okay, so that's what we're looking for in our setup. Okay, let's see if we get it. Okay, 6,000. No, not showing whatsoever here. Okay, next level of liquidity here. Still more selling. Okay, and next levels of liquidity are 92 and 90. Okay, we just traded into and right through this 6,000 here. This is why we wait for the aggressors to come back in. Okay, which I did not do here, actually. So it traded through me a little bit. All right, let's see about this level down here. Still, pretty strong move by the sell side here. Okay, let's look for those green dots though, and let's see if this starts to hold true. Okay, we traded into the high liquidity. Okay, that's low of the day. More liquidity down at 85 and 80. All right, look at the liquidity coming up a little bit higher in here, and now we're starting to find some green dots in here. Okay, so this is not bad. We'll look for maybe a bit of a pullback here. Okay, and we'll take another shot at it here. It just missed us. Okay, so now we're in, okay, to where these buyers came in, and we're looking again for those buyers to come back in again here. Now they may not, right? This trend may continue. We didn't really break this structure here. You know, it would be better if the buyers had broken the structure and then we get our pullback. Okay, and I'm going to move it down just a hair. Yeah, still more selling pressure here. Guys, we got to get back up here and we got to see those buyers really come in here, right here. It's a little bit. You got to see a lot more than that though. Okay, it's a little bit. Now seller's still in control here, it looks like. Buyers trying to get up here, like some exhaustion here. Again, just this is where they have to come in here to lift that market right here. And you can see the exhaustion. So let's see it. I mean, we never know. They may come in all of a sudden. I mean, one thing for sure, we know this. See, this is why we wait in the setup, is we know that there's buyers getting filled in here, okay, on the bid. That's for sure. Okay, we just don't know how much. We're trying to read and ascertain here. What about the aggressor in here? How much do they have? And it's kind of dubious at the moment. We do see the market flatten out. We do see the back and forth in here. We don't really, the clarity was, I think, was here. That's why I set the order here. And that's why I got filled here. Okay, I thought this was enough. And then there was just more supply here by the aggressor. Okay, and even more now. Okay, so now we might get our big green dots. Let's see. If we do, I might even add to this position and then look for a move back up to here. Okay, because then I know that we're gonna have a short squeeze. Okay, there's a lot of selling in here, aggressive selling. Okay, here we go. So squeeze. You can see the squeeze starting to unfold here. Now let's try to look for a pullback here to this area. There, we're filled. Okay, so now let's start to manage our stops and our take profits here. Okay, I like it here and up here. That's fine. We might even this one up to to like '08 or so. Okay, so a little bit of the structure broken here. Okay, well, we're just not out of the woods yet. Not out of the woods yet. So we might get squeezed, in fact. So now the sellers are back down here. These are we might be the squeeze here. We'll see. What we are leaning on is the limit orders in here. Yeah, it looks like they're still selling. All right. Okay, so stopped out on that one. All right, so still more selling pressure in here. I might have some data issues as well. I close some markets here. All right. Well, we can take a look at. I mean, boy, it's been I added to it as well. It was a winner when I added to it, but a couple of stop losses so far. I'll take one more shot at it here, just because. I mean, really, there is a lot of buying on the bid in these areas in here. So let's take a look at our bigger picture again and zoom out. Okay. All right, so we're down below here. This is where this was January 5th. Okay, below that swing here. Let's take a look at our candlesticks as well. So here we are here, right into that area here. All right, so yeah, I'm maybe a little bit lower here, around 68 or so. But I'd be looking for some profit taking and some buying start to come in here. Give it one more shot. What did I say here? Was it 80, 68, right? That would be down here. We already got a pull back here to this area where we can see more sellers did come back in, and but we did not make a lower low here. So if we can get our buyers back up above here, then I think we got it. I think they would take control and back up into these areas. That's what we look for. We just know that there's a lot of buying in here on the bid, getting filled all the way down. Okay? Doesn't mean that you know, what we need to see after witnessing this is I'm looking for a lot of buying to come back in. Like the size of the green dot should be like this in here, right? Or at least like this in here. Okay, and we're not quite seeing it yet. And that would be the context. And that's the part 2 right here. Okay, bidding up again here at 73 or so. A couple of icebergs getting filled here on the bid as well after a stop run. Yeah, I mean, you can see the market structure we're looking at here. Still not broken by buyers yet. And so they got to trade up to this liquidity here, and maybe we get a pullback, but then we got to see them come in again and trade up into 85 and through it. So let's take it down one more time, and looks pretty poised here to trade into maybe this 70 liquidity down here. Looks pretty poised. And let's jump back again to our candlesticks here for just a minute. Okay, so we whip through the where we can see the gap fill from yesterday. Okay, yeah, just I'm looking a little bit lower here. And here's this is yesterday's low right here, around 80. Okay, pretty strong bid coming in though. All right, there we go into 73 and still looking for this to go lower. Okay, there we go. All right, getting filled on the way down. Okay, so now we're getting down to our level of interest here. So we're looking for a reversal here, and it's a pretty strong move to the downside, but this is our level, and you know, we marked it up, and somewhere around in here, maybe a little lower, maybe 66 or so. But you can see even like the ATR of some of these moves in here, even on the daily, is getting pretty close, right? So looking for where, same idea, where buyers started to come in these areas in here. Know if there's any questions on this. Morning, Leo from Naples, right? All right, so okay, see this kind of, it's getting there. It's getting better. I would look for another leg move up into here, 78 or maybe 80 here. Yeah, but I'm going to look for a pullback though. I'm going to make sure that the buyers really do come in, and we fulfill our number 2 here that we're looking for. The big aggressors starting to come back in. Okay, because right now, like that's not, that was the thing that was kind of lagging here. Certainly we're getting filled on the bid on the way down. So looking better. There we go. Better. Okay, we traded up to where these sellers came in. Okay, and we traded into this liquidity here. So I am looking for a pullback now. Pullback may come to about here. Pulling on the offer. This is looking good. Yeah, we're kind of waiting for that pullback here, but not getting it. That's okay. We can look at a kind of higher time frame in here and still look for it. Put a little structure around it. See how we're breaking the trend line here. Okay, so yeah, I'm still looking for that pullback to around here. And it's pulled back once already right here, and it bounced out of it. And it kind of pulled back to here as well, but still look for it. This is turning into what donkey face is ancient trade setup, where really strong moves, and then like he's looking for that strong buying to come back in. It's just not that. I mean, it's strong. It's not bad, but it's kind of equal, right? So I'm still looking for a pullback here. Then we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we might even make a double bottom down in here into this liquidity here. Some at 65 as well. All right, bidding up here and here, so looking better actually, and starting to. This was it on the pullback so far. We didn't get it. We didn't get the pullback to here or here. That's just one of the scenarios here. We don't the aggressors is a little bit harder to read than the liquidity. You just don't know how much demand comes in. I mean, this would be that pullback right here. Yeah, I'm just not convinced yet. It's not bad. All right, so let's see if we get our sellers in here now. So we just traded into 90. So now let's see if we can get a pullback here, a deeper one. No. Okay, traded into this area here on a pullback and still finding more demand here. So yeah, likely to 95 next target. But it's surprising here in this move into 90 here. This was it. You know, I thought we'd get a deeper pullback there. Not happening. Maybe you have to wait for 95. Okay, 95 is transacted. Yeah, tough one here. It just didn't give us that opportunity. This is part of it. I mean, usually we get something, but really that's pretty strong trend. That's why, like, well, you know, we see that the strong trends to the downside into all that liquidity, and then sometimes you just don't get that pullback here, and you just get this strong move right away like this. Um, it, I mean, this it's strong. The volume is not still as big as the sell volume that came in and moved it lower, but we can just take a look at it in CVD. We can look at the volume bars, volume dots, and size. But nonetheless, like it's just continues to it's strong because of the angle here, and stronger than the move down. Okay, this is a harsher angle to the upside here. And continues to go higher here. But we were at our level. I was looking for a little bit lower, and then this to unfold here. So yeah, we were looking here, and a little bit lower, somewhere around in here, and then this, and we missed it. Some lines here again up at 12, where it dropped from the data here at 10, all the way up to 60.30 here. And this is an area where due to the data here, you can see the auction in here is pretty thin. Maybe that's where the market is just kind of floating back up to. Alan, yeah, Alan and his friends are in the Nasdaq squeezing it. Yeah, yeah. We haven't looked at the Nasdaq for a while. I mean, jump over to it quickly. How is it doing? It must be pretty high here. Yeah, I'd be looking for a pullback though, right around in here. Is where we got a little bit of a bump, and the sellers come through. But buying looks pretty good in here on the Nasdaq. This move in here can be a tough one to catch. Like as you guys saw, I mean, we look for kind of that pullback and then that takeoff. This one also didn't really pull back in here. Okay, it's even worse. You can see it just kind of grinded higher here. Maybe a slight pullback here, but we hadn't broken the structure, and we hadn't gotten above this liquidity here. So that's kind of a hard one to judge. But after that, it looks pretty good. The pullback is pretty shallow here, but trades into that liquidity up here. Okay, back to just above 6,000 here and pulling back. This is the deepest pullback yet. All right, so sellers starting to curl back in. So now let's see if those sellers can reach the buyers down here around 93, 92, 90. This is another thing that I do not like to do too much in the webinars, to be honest. We have to kind of sit around and wait if we're going to wait for that higher time frame. And in this case, we missed it here because we were looking for our pullback due to our setup right here. The buy order on a pullback. Now, we weren't too convinced by number 2 here, the big aggressive buyers starting to move in. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like hitting us over the head. I would say it's a little bit better than a 6, probably a 7, but that's about it. And then we would set our orders in here if we get that pullback, but we didn't get it. So this is what unfolded. All right, so now it looks a little choppy in here, back and forth. More sellers than buyers in here in this move. You can just see it. You can see the exhaustion or lack of buyers up here. They do not tangle with that liquidity. So yeah, I would give a little bit of a nod here to the sell side here to trade back down to here, and then maybe even down to this liquidity here, 94. Yeah, let's see if actually we get it. Still, there's more selling in this move here, and it kind of started here. We're retesting it, and but the bigger dot is actually here though, right? And we're above that. Okay, see what I mean here? This is what I'm is looking at this. Now this is aggressor only in here, in this move here, right? So pull back to it, and then we're looking for the sellers to come back in again. Are they going to sell again? And that's what we'd be looking for. Okay, in this time frame here. Okay, and if they do, then we'd look for the move back to here where those buyers came in. All right, there we go. Okay, and then the question is now, do we find the buyers in here starting to support that? Then maybe we can move back up to here. I mean, these kind of scalps I'm kind of staying away from today. I don't know why. Because I kind of started off looking at a higher time frame setup, which we um, tried a few times, and then missed, kind of ran away from us. But there's some nice little scalps in here. Um, well, let's see here. I would, we have already tested it here. So if we see sellers again in here, I would then look for the move back down to here. Okay, so in fact, yeah, let's see if we get a bit here, we can just jump in and look for that back down to here. So I'm not looking for much here. Actually be about here. And just can't get it today. Okay, again, sellers here again. All right, so I would look for it again, more sellers. So in fact, since we're here again and more sellers here, maybe we can go a little bit lower. So I'll move my target down at that point. Makes sense? Okay, it actually went right to where we thought, and then well, let's see. We might get sellers again in here. Well, we might get squeezed. And if that's the case, then that's the case. But let's see here. I'm still looking for a bit more selling down here. Now, okay, down here again. Now let's see if they follow through. Okay. Following through. Let's see here. Does our target look pretty good? Yeah. Okay. Our target's not bad here. I'll take that. Okay, so we got one here. And that was, I mean, that's what we're looking for, just to, into this liquidity here and kind of front running it a little bit. And it's still trading through, still more selling pressure. Okay, into the next level here. Now here I would look for another bounce here, and let's see if we can get it. And guys, like, I don't know, what do you guys think? Maybe over in Discord. You know, waiting around for these higher time frame things is it's great, and I think that's the way to go. to be honest. But for the educational purposes, uh, it just takes a longer time. I think it's better to go through some of these other smaller order flow events in here, because it's going to be the same thing again and again and again. You know, it's just a higher time frame liquidity here. And in this case, like you know, we're kind of sitting on our hands, sitting on our hands, sitting on our hands. We took a few shots at it here, and we had our reasons for it, and then didn't work out. But then we had our higher time frame down here. We didn't get the move, and we didn't get the pullback here. It just pulled away. And this was the move we were looking for over here, pull back, and then over here starting to curl back in, and then we didn't get it there either. So yeah, we missed this one. So my question is, do you guys want to, what do you know, would you rather sit around and wait for the higher time frame, or should we go over lots of order flow events, as many as we can? Okay, Shark, you think go for more opportunities, create the opportunities that's there. Yeah, I mean, the lower time frame is, there's typically there's gives and takes to it, of course. The lower, yeah, I know both is the way to go, Alois. And I'll try to do that. But the one thing about the lower time frame is that you know, there can be some really kind of violent or quick moves that are kind of erratic, and those erratic moves like can happen more often. And if we look for the little bit higher time frame, it kind of smooths it out a little bit, but we have to wait, and we have to wait around for a lot. Both. Everyone agrees on both. Okay. Order flow events master, return on investment. Okay. Order flow. All right, over in YouTube. All right. Let's see here. Let's see what we get. Same ideas in here. Well, here's our deeper pullback here, right? So the selling came in, hit. I mean, this is it again. Like, you know, look at the liquidity here on the bid all the way down, and we get our pullback here to that where that selling came in, and we get our drop back down. Now, actually, this is looking pretty good here. You can see the difference. See the selling in here now compared to the buying coming back in. Okay, so let's just we can take a quick shot at it here. I would look again for a pullback. Now we might not get it here because this is pretty strong compared to this selling in here. So it might just come right back up to some of these levels of liquidity. Okay, so exhaustion down here after trading into this high liquidity. Okay, now here we are going to get our pullback. All right, let's see here. Okay. This might be a little too deep. Yeah. All right, well, we got filled on it. Now let's see if they come in. Okay, so now we're going with these buyers in here, and see if they can test back up to the swing, and then maybe back up to the high liquidity here. Okay, because we see them getting filled on the bid. Buyers, cluster of buyers, they test here. Very little selling here, and more buyers coming in. So now we're looking for kind of you know, this is leg one, pullback, and leg two is kind of what we're looking for here. Okay, it's actually not looking too good at the moment here. Here's our retest back up here, and where's our buyers? None. That's not good. That's not what we're looking for. Right, so now sellers can take it right back down to the bottom of the range here. Okay, but we're going with these guys in here. Okay, and let's see if they can muster it here. No. Okay, back to this swing. And yeah, not much of a read right now. Not much of a read. These guys here, like I thought we'd get it here and kind of a pullback in leg two, and it just exhausted out here on us. All right, and let's see if we can get them up here though. This would be our leg two up into 50 or 96 here. Yeah, tough one. I mean, even down here, like, yeah, probably would have, we were going with these guys in here, right in here, and this liquidity here, and traded through. Uh, you know, hindsight, looking at these, what can we learn from it? If this is the position in here, do you want to be in the middle of the range in here? Do we see those buyers come in here? If we don't see it up here, do we want to get out? These are kind of tough calls. In hindsight, it's easy. We mentioned it as soon as this happened, and we started to see the selling come in. It's not looking good, but this was what we're leaning on in here, and we traded into this liquidity here and here, and then we got this move. Okay, so kind of a crappy day here. Okay, let's see what the buyers have up here. No, not enough. Yeah, not much of a read right now. But you can see that yeah, timing a little off on some of these in here. I would have done the same thing. I saw the exhaustion here after trading into that liquidity. Buyers come in, we got our pullback. That was the right thing to do. We just got our exhaustion up in here and stopped out at the bottom of the range. So this is why, like, a lot of times I like to move my stop either two directions, either up here and just be really tight, or down below here and give it some wiggle room down below this liquidity here. Okay, I mean, yeah, this is really back and forth in here. I mean, here you can see the buyers trying, and then they're trapped. Here's our stop run. back to the bottom of the range again. Stop run here and here. All right, well, all of this trading activity, most of it is, you can see here with your low volume nodes here and here, mostly here is where we've traded into. And you can see some demand in here in the order book. I just don't see the aggressors coming in yet. Boy, even some of these moves, there it's tricky. I mean, like now we would, and look, here's the trend line, here's the break, here's the swing, here's that liquidity right in here. Okay, and then on the pullback here, we look for the sellers to come back in and hit it again, but we're not. You know, it's pretty choppy. You can see them come back, and now we're back up here again. So after the stop run to the downside, now I look for a stop run here to the upside, back up into maybe 6,000. Okay, now would I want to take a position on that? No. It's an order flow phenomena we're looking for, but I don't think it's worthy of something. You know, we want something a little more to lean on, that we can sink our teeth into a little bit more. And yeah, for me, this was enough. You know, I know the sellers came in. I see the cluster of buying though, pretty strong. And then the exhaustion, and then the cluster of buying, pull back, looking for the extension. Just did one more hit, and now you can see we're back up here again. So this is really choppy in here, very right here in this little area. Cal, welcome. Yeah, you're kind of new to the room, right? And right back down to here. Okay, now watch sellers probably try to push it through again and try to come back down to the bottom of the range here. There's a stop run to the upside here. Not much though, only 22. Leo, you're new. Okay, yeah, welcome. Leo, I don't know if you're interested in coming over to our Discord channel. Like I said, there's a lot more over there. And you know, for example, we put in well, this setup in here. It's just a CSV file, and then we're able to put it into our little setups checklist here. Yeah, tough read. I mean, this is kind of what we're looking for typically. Once we get through like this, and we you see the buyers come in back in again in here, but I thought the sellers would, we come up here, thrash to the other side here, sellers coming back in trying to push it through this area, and they don't, and then we get our buyers. All right, well, let's see here. Let's see if they can really pick it up. It's not bad on the buy side. So next stop would be 05, and then maybe 08, and then maybe 12. All right, and here's our pullback here. I just, we've been burned a few times today on these pullbacks just like this, right to here, twice. So that's enough for me. I'm not willing to take it. Anyway, guys, so it's about 11:30 East Coast time. We'll wrap it up. We'll call it a day. The Let's see, the on Thursday the markets are closed at 1:15 Eastern time to honor Jimmy Carter. So not sure we're going to have webinars yet, and not sure if we're going to have the a Bookmap Academy either, since it's probably going to be a pretty slow day. But we'll let you know, if we're gonna do it or not, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Like kind of gauge. I don't know what I feel about it. It was kind of thrust upon us as a holiday. I don't know. The market's gonna. I mean, the stock market is closed, so. But futures is open for half day. Anyway, new here trying to learn Cal. Okay, yeah, kind of a rough day here. So again, this is where we got burned on this one, because this is actually looks pretty good. This is where they curled in. Well, we see the back and forth in here, right? The buyers curled in and take control here. So we look for that pullback here. This is exactly what we took. And then we see again push through again. I thought the push through would happen here. It did not. Now it is. And now the sellers can trade and thrash to the other side of the market here. So very, very choppy within this range in here for sure. Okay. Anyway, so close on Thursday's normal cash. Is it? I don't know about that. I don't like to tangle with you, Alois. Let me look this up. Trading hours here. CME. Okay, so let's take a quick look here. I did check this the other day. It's not what we're looking for. Holiday, just regular hours. Should be this one. Oh, that's holiday. That's right. Okay. That's what I looked up. No, that's not it. Okay. God, I know. I just found it. All right, let me click on your here, Alois. But I I had the calendar here. there we go. Content. Okay. It's the PDF. Closed at 8:30 a.m. I have a hard time reading their calendar, but I think I got it down now. I just need to find the right link. Yeah, sorry about this. Taking a little longer, but I can't seem to quite find the link I'm looking for. Anyway, Alois, yeah, it looks like this was not it. This is the PDF. But I saw it close at, yeah, early close. Trading floor. That's interest rates. Yeah. Okay. All right. No, I thought I saw it close at. I was sure about it. Anyway, guys, let's wrap it up. We'll call it a day. Tom B is up next. Volume profile trader. If you want to go check that out, and you can see that all this back and forth and chop right around this kind of middle of the range in here. Sellers coming right back in now, starting to take it back down into high liquidity. Yeah, it's just it's a kind of choppy area here. Again, if we do get we see those buyers come in, they have to come in back up above here, okay, at this 89 or 90 level, and we start to see that, I would look for them to take it right back to 94 or 6,000 here. Okay, so if not, and we don't get that, they're going to come back down to 90 or 84 and then 80 here, potentially. Or, even lows of the day here down to 70. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming. We'll see you on Friday, and we'll get back to you about Thursday. Okay? Yep. Take care. Bye-bye.